Food is the most important part in our lives. I love to eat, you love to eat, everyone loves to eat. But have you ever wondered that where does the food go after we eat it? Come, let's zoom in and find out. Food is processed by the digestive system in four phases, which are digestion, ingestion, absorption, and elimination. As you take a forkful of food into your mouth, the work of the digestive system begins. Teeth and saliva start to work on your food first. Chewing begins the process of mechanical digestion. The incisors, cuspids, and bicuspids cut into and tear at food. The molars grind and crush food into a fine paste that can be swallowed. Meanwhile, your tongue moves food around so that it comes in contact with your teeth. Chemical digestion begins as digestive enzymes in saliva start the breakdown of complex carbohydrates into smaller molecules. As the teeth cut and grind the food, the salivary glands secrete saliva, which helps to moisten the food and make it easier to chew. Saliva also begins the process of chemical digestion. Saliva contains an enzyme called amylase that breaks the chemical bonds in starches, forming sugars. When you swallow, the food first enters the pharynx. As this occurs, a flap of connective tissue called the epiglottis closes over the opening to the trachea. This action prevents food from moving into the air passageways to the lungs. As it passes through the pharynx and into the esophagus. From the throat, the food particles pass through a tube called the esophagus into the stomach. The contractions of smooth muscles known as peristalsis provide the force that moves food through the esophagus towards the stomach. After food passes into the stomach, a thin ring of muscle called the cardiac sphincter closes the esophagus. This prevents the contents of the stomach from flowing back, which could be caused by overeating or drink excess. As food passes through the digestive system, it is broken down into waste by mechanical and chemical digestion. Mechanical digestion in the stomach. The churning causes further breakdown of the swallowed food and allows enzymes greater access to the food. After around 4 hours, the mixture begins to move into the small intestine. Chemical digestion in the stomach. Some glands produce hydrochloric acid. Other glands release an enzyme called pepsin. Pepsin breaks proteins into smaller polypeptide fragments. Another stomach gland produces mucus, a fluid that lubricates and protects the stomach wall. Once the food particles reach the small intestine, a lot of juices from liver and pancreas help break down those particles. The liver secretes bile, which helps break down fats, and the pancreas releases other enzymes to help digest all kinds of food particles. Absorption. Once food has been broken down into small molecules, it can be absorbed by cells in the small intestine. Its sprinkle-like projections called villi are covered with tiny projections known as microvilli. As slow wave-like contractions move the mixture along the surface, microvilli absorb nutrients. From the small intestine, the molecules enter the secretory system, which transport them without the body. Elimination. The digestive system cannot digest and absorb all the substances in food that enter the body. Some materials, such as cellulose, travel through the large intestine and are eliminated from the body by